Yeah, brother. I mean, I will admit to you, as usual, I didn't watch as closely as I should have. I saw a few rounds and it looked very, very close to me. Now, as you've heard from me before, when someone storms forward, 90% of the time I'm going to give them the fight, right? As long as they're using effective aggressiveness, right? Especially if it seems pretty even or whatnot, you get points in my book for going forward, right? That's aggressiveness is one of the things in boxing you have to put out there. Now you can be aggressive going backwards. I think Sweet Pea Whitaker did that. But listen, Mobility and Martinez put on the kind of fight that I love. And as you can see in the background there, the WBC has ordered an immediate rematch. That was because this was supposed to be Mobility's coming out party, right? Mobility was supposed to be the next fighter for Canelo. Now there is no more Canelo, and why that's a little bit harsh. Canelo's not the champ anymore. So who is Mobility going to face? And I'm pretty sure, as you said in one of your other posts, brother, that Crawford doesn't want any heat from Mobility. Mobility's a big guy. He's a young guy. You know, he's the Canelo 10 years ago that Crawford, as a smaller man, certainly doesn't want to face. That having been said, Crawford sparred with Martinez, right, for Canelo the whole time. So who knows what he'll think of it in Mobility's performance against him. Is boxing the sweet science, the best martial art there is? That's a tough one. I understand what you're saying. The reality is everybody needs to know how to box a little bit in mixed martial arts at the very least. I would say that boxing is the best hand martial art by far, right? If we're talking about throwing your hands in any fashion, boxing is it. Boxing is a very limited sport, right? It's very, I was going to say parochial, which is the wrong word. It's very, you can use your hands and you can hit the body and you can hit the head. You can't go low, legs are out, right? And so people develop all different kinds of boxing styles. When MMA first came around, it made people think that boxing wasn't as important as they thought it was because of the way MMA was going, because of what people knew at the time. But fast forward, 30, 40 years in the future, and now people realize that boxing is an essential part of MMA that nobody can do without. And I've always said this about stand-up fighters in the UFC. They learn a little boxing, they learn a little Muay Thai, and it goes with their expert grappling, and they're off to the races, right? And that's what makes high-level strikers in the UFC, whether we're talking about Topuria or whether we're talking about Pereira, with whatever style that they've come with, makes them head and tails above the rest of the UFC fighters because they just learned a little boxing, a little Muay Thai, and there they go. So yes, I mean, listen, you're never going to get me to say anything about boxing except that I absolutely love it. A part of that, I'm sure, has to do with the fact it was the only combat sport in the limelight for, I don't know, 150 years before any of the others got there. But listen, we're in an era now where the MMA is raising boxing ships, or has raised it, and we should all be happy. I know I am. Everybody like and follow for more on The Fight Game.